Let's do the story of one hare and two hares. Once in a village, there lived two sisters, one hare and two hares. One hare had only one hair on her head. Two hares had two hairs on her head. Two hares used to make fun of one hare always. She used to say,
"Oh, one hair, look at you. You look so ugly. You have only one hair. Look at me. I am so pretty. I have two hairs."
And one hare used to feel very sad. Even their mother used to love two hares more. She used to say,
"Oh dear two hairs, my dear darling, I love you so much. You look so pretty."
And two hares used to love it. One hare always felt sad.
"Nobody loves me in this house. I don't want to stay in this house. Let me just go away from this house,"
she thought. And so she left the house. She started walking into the woods. While walking, she heard a voice. "Huck, huck, huck, water, water, water." And she searched for the sound here and there. Under the bushes, between the trees, everywhere she saw. And she finally saw a dry mehendi bush asking for water. She quickly went near the bush and said,
"Oh dear, do you need some water? I will help you right away," she said.
And she went near the tap, cupped her hands and grabbed some water and poured it on the bush immediately. The bush drank all the water. And she was wet now, and she was happy. And she said, "Thank you, dear little girl. You're so kind. You're such a beautiful girl. Thank you," she said. And she also said, "God bless you." One hare felt happy helping the little bush, and she left. She started walking again into the woods. After a while, she heard another voice. "Ma, Ma, I am hungry. Ma, Ma." She heard a cow crying for help. Oh, she searched for the cow here and there. And she finally found the cow. The cow was tied tight to the tree. She went to the cow and asked,
"Oh dear, what do you need? Do you need anything?"
The cow said, "Food, food, I am hungry." One hare immediately loosened the noose. It was tied to the cow, so she immediately loosened it, and she went and grabbed some leaves and grass from here and there and brought it to the cow. And she said,
"Here, cow, take them, eat them all, and you will not feel hungry anymore," she said.
The cow chewed them. Yum, 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 yum. The cow chewed them all. The cow now thanked one hare and said, "Oh dear little girl, thank you for the help. I will never forget this. Moo." She gave a healthy moo now, and she said, "You are such a good girl. Thank you. God bless you," she said. One hare started walking again into the woods. She was happy she helped the cow. After a while, she saw a house in the woods. An old lady was standing outside. The old lady called one hare immediately.
"Oh dear one hare,
I have been waiting for you. Please come in," she said.
One hare got scared. Oh, I don't know you. I'm scared to come in,"
she cried. The old lady said, "Oh, don't worry, dear. I am here to help you." She told the little girl, "I am here to help you." And she invited one hare inside. One hare went inside. The old lady gave her 2 cups. One cup had oil in it and the other cup had shikakai paste. She told one hare to apply it on her hair. One hare took the cups and went inside the bath. She took a drop of oil and put it on her hair. Nicely she applied on her hair. Then she took little shikakai paste and put it on her hair. And then she washed them with water. And then the old lady gave her a towel. She wiped her hair. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. She wiped. And then she removed the towel. And do you want to see the surprise?
Yay! One hare had lots of hair on her head. She was looking very pretty.
One hare was surprised to see her face on the mirror.
"Oh, I have lots of hair on my head!"
She cried loud and she was so happy to see her face on the mirror.
"I look beautiful now,"
she said. And she quickly went to the old lady and thanked her.
"Thank you, old lady. I will never forget your help. This was magic you did for me. Thank you so much," she said.
And she went running outside the house. She went running to tell her sister. On the way, she met the cow and the bush. The bush gave her a cup of mehendi paste to decorate her hands. And the cow gave her a pot full of creamy milk. She picked them up and she ran to her house. She was so thrilled to tell to her sister. She went inside and told her sister,
"Hey sister, look at me. Am I looking pretty now? Will you love me?"
she said. 2 hares were shocked to see one hare. "Oh my God! Where did you get such lovely hair?" she asked. And one hare told, "There is an old lady in the woods and she helped me." 2 hares quickly rushed out into the woods. She ran fast. On her way, she heard the voice, "Water, water, water." It was the dry mehendi bush asking for water. 2 hares didn't bother to help. She said, "Oh, I don't have time for all this. I am in a hurry," she said, and she ran. A little while later, she heard the cow. "Moo, moo, I am hungry. Give me food." The cow was crying. 2 hares said, "Oh no, I don't have time for all this. I am in a hurry," she said, and she ran. She went to the house. She banged on the door.
"Old lady, open the door. 2 hares here. Old lady, open the door," she said.
The old lady opened the door and she saw 2 hares there. 2 hares quickly said,
"Old lady, I need the magic you gave to my sister too," she said.
The old lady gave her a cup of oil and a cup of shikakai paste. 2 hares picked it up and she went into the bath. She poured the entire oil on her 2 hares and it fell on her head and cheeks and mouth and everywhere. And then she emptied the entire cup of shikakai paste on her head too. And she rinsed. Then she washed it with water. Oh, she was so thrilled. She was so happy she's going to get such lovely hair just like her sister. And then she wiped it with the towel the old lady gave her. She wiped, whoosh, and then she took out the towel. And what happened? which she had on her head fell down. She cried, "I've become a baldy." She was shocked to see her face on the mirror. She cried to the old lady, "Wah, wah, I've become a baldy. I look so ugly. Wah, wah." She cried and she ran out of the house. She was so sad and crying and crying and crying. On her way back, the cow and the bush laughed at her. "Look at you, you were in a hurry, you didn't help us, and look what happened to you." They were all laughing at her. Poor girl, she cried and cried, and she ran to her sister and she said, "Oh, one head, look at me. I've become a baldy. Nobody's going to love me anymore." She cried. One Hair felt so bad for her sister. One Hair consoled her sister, saying, "Oh dear, Two Hairs, don't worry. Whether you have hair or you don't, you look very pretty and I love you a lot." Saying so, she hugged her sister tight. And that's the end of the story. And this is the Dreamland Publications of Darsh.